Good afternoon. Welcome to the Florida Weather Watch's weekend update. My name is Daniel, the owner of the Florida Weather Watch Facebook page and the owner of this Florida Weather Watch YouTube channel. Thank you very much for clicking in and joining and being here for the weekend update that I will always do uh, every single weekend from here on out. But before I continue on with the video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It will help me greatly grow this channel and reach more and more people about Florida weather. As well as please make sure that you like the video and share it with your friends and family in Florida that are impacted by the weather in the state of Florida. So right now, what you're looking at on the screen is the current radar view over Tallahassee, where there is a cold front right now that is starting to make its progress through the state of Florida, and it's bringing some showers and some thunderstorms around. As you can see on the radar here, you could definitely see that there are some pretty hefty showers and thunderstorms. Whenever you see these colors right here, these yellows, these oranges, and these reds here, that's where you're getting your heavy rain. That's where you're getting your really strong thunderstorms. These thunderstorms so far have not really been all too severe. Yes, they've been strong thunderstorms. They've provided a lot of heavy rainfall, which is much needed for this area of the state of Florida. So far, I haven't seen any real major severe weather updates and severe weather instances in the state of Florida, in northern Florida, where there is a slight risk for severe weather today. So when we go ahead, this is the current radar. You're going to see that the showers and thunderstorms are starting to impact the entire northern part of Florida. It has already cleared Pensacola and Destin here. So those areas are pretty much in the clear at this point. It's going to be Tallahassee, the points to Orlando, where there's going to be the showers and thunderstorms today. When we look at the satellite imagery of the entire United States, you're going to see one very notable feature that is dominating the weather over here in Florida, and that is this area, this spin here. Okay, you can see a definite spin in the atmosphere over Louisiana. This is an upper level low that is starting to really pump energy and moisture into this cold front that is starting to move through the state of Florida. You can see the energy just surge into the system here. Our cold front is leaning back right here, right now. And this is something that I looked at last weekend where there was a possibility for showers and thunderstorms over the state of Florida ahead of a cold front. This is what is coming to be now. So you have your cold front right here. You have your upper level low right here, just spinning away, and just pumping energy and moisture into this storm system where you could see there's clouds, there's showers, there's thunderstorms over the southeast United States and Florida. And this will continue to move over Florida, especially as what you may notice over here. This bit of energy right here is going to start moving across Mexico, across Texas, and this will give enough of a kick for this storm system to finally move through and clear the state of Florida so that by the early part of the week, we will be clear across the state of Florida here. So that's what's currently happening right now in the world of weather over the state of Florida. We're going to have continue to have these showers and thunderstorms. Some of them may be severe, with very heavy downpours, some very gusty winds. But the chances of tornadoes with this system are not all that great. So that's not really going to be a concern today with tornadoes. The biggest concern would be damaging winds because these storms are already kind of like in a line right now. You can see the line right here. And there's not any real big thunderstorms out ahead of it. So the good news is that the tornado threat is minimal, although it can't be ruled out for the northern part of the state of Florida. And for those folks further south of Orlando and south, these showers and storms will die. We'll start losing energy as this cold front moves through the state of Florida. So let's go ahead and check the computer forecast models. I'm going to go ahead and show you both the American model and the European model today. This is the European model for that I showed you last week. And it actually starts out pretty well. It shows the area of low pressure that's with the cold front. Um, right here, it shows the showers and thunderstorms along the front here. And what's going to happen is as we step this through time, the thunderstorms are starting to scatter out a bit because what happens is as these storm systems and these cold fronts come through the state of Florida, typically the energy goes further north. Okay, so what you're going to see is even on this satellite imagery, notice how when we go to the satellite imagery, one second, most of the energy, most of the cloud cover is over here, and it's going in that direction towards the north. So most of the energy will go north, and the energy starts dying out over South Florida and over Central Florida. So there's not much energy to maintain these thunderstorms. So that's why you're seeing in this model here that the showers and thunderstorms start scattering a bit and they start weakening. Although there's still some few strong thunderstorms, you're going to notice that right here over Tallahassee, near Gainesville. There could still be some very strong thunderstorms, some severe weather that happens, but it's going to be fewer and farther between. You notice how these are all scattering. This is another thunderstorm here, and it's just a general scattered variety. So there's nothing that's going to be all too organized as we get through the rest of the afternoon today. So you're going to notice that the showers and thunderstorms come through the state of Florida, scattered about along the cold front along the line here. And then what you can notice is you see this red line right here. You see these red lines right here. These red lines right here indicate the mid-level temperatures and the depths. And notice how they're starting to dive down. And you're starting to even see some blue right here. This blue right here, this blue line that's right near Mobile here, indicates some very cold air that's going to be coming behind this front. So you can kind of imagine, if you look at these lines here, it's showing you where this cold front really is and where it's pushing. So you can start to see that there's some push of cold air that's going to come behind this front tonight into the Florida Panhandle. And then that air is going to start surging forward. So you can kind of imagine actually that this could be the cold front right here. Okay. And yes, again, like I said in my last video, my drawing skills on the computer are not the best or in real life. So we're going to go with it still. Okay, so this is the cold front here. The showers and thunderstorms are ahead of it. And as we step it through time, and I'm going to show you the temperatures as well on my next view here. Okay, but I want to cover the showers and thunderstorms that are currently going on. But as we step it through time here, you're going to notice that the showers and thunderstorms over the state of Florida here really start to kind of die off. There's no real intense thunderstorm activity. It's just a scattering of showers and thunderstorms, really, at this point. So for those folks in South Florida and in Central Florida, there's not really concern for severe weather, so to speak. Maybe a scattering of thunderstorms overnight. Again, the time frames for the models are at the top here. This is Sunday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then as we step it through time here, the front finally clears. You're going to notice the moisture and the thunderstorms exiting the coast here. Maybe a little bit of lingering moisture over Central Florida. And then by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, look at this view. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not get any better weather in the state of Florida in mid-February than this. This is beautiful weather here. This is clear skies across the entire state of Florida. Not even a drop of moisture around. This is beautiful weather. You're looking at nice sunshiny skies here. Yes, I know my drawing is not the best, but you're going to see a lot of sun, some nice cool air and everything. This is going to be beautiful weather, and it's going to last into the work week ahead. You're going to notice as I step it through time, no moisture, whatever to speak of. Although what's going to end up happening is later in the week, high pressure will start building in. That's what this H is over here. And eventually that's going to cause the temperatures to really increase. Where you see this line, this 570 line, that means that we're going to have 80s and some very warm weather really surging up into the state of Florida here. So this cold front is going to be quick hitting. It's not going to last. The cold air behind it's not going to last too long. but it's going to be enough to last for a couple days. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change it over to the temperatures here in the state of Florida. And this is why I prefer Pivotal Weather's computer forecast models on this subscription, because you can see your exact city. So these are all the major cities across the state of Florida, so it can give you a very good idea of what temperatures you're going to look at. So you notice that up in the northern part of Florida here, you notice that your temperatures are colder. You got temperatures starting out in the 50s in the morning here. And then your temperatures down here in South Florida and in Central Florida are warmer in the upper 60s to lower 70s this morning. That was as of 7 o'clock. So you can kind of see where the divide in the temperatures is here. And then as you step it through time here, really warms up over the state of Florida this afternoon. Um, and then this is where the cold air starts coming in. Overnight tonight, you're going to notice that the temperatures drop into the 40s and 50s up in the Florida Panhandle. Still warm in South Florida because the cold front still hasn't come through yet for tomorrow afternoon. But tomorrow afternoon, you're going to notice a big divide in the temperatures here. You're going to notice that the temperature is going to be 55 in the afternoon tomorrow in Tallahassee, but 78 here in Miami. So that's a 23 degree temperature difference there. But as I step it out through time here, you're going to notice that the cold air really starts surging in. And now all of Florida by Monday morning will be colder than it has been in a little while. You're going to notice that temperatures will be in the lower 40s up in Tallahassee here. You're going to notice your 40s all the way down to Orlando here. Orlando is going to be let me clear that so you can actually see that. Orlando is going to be 48 degrees on Monday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're going to notice that Gainesville is going to be 43 degrees that morning. Tallahassee, 41 degrees. So it's going to be pretty cold, pretty chilly for Florida standards come Monday morning across the entire state. Even down here in Miami, 55 degrees on Monday morning. So that's going to be a nice little welcome change. Some cool air coming through the state of Florida behind this cold front. But as I told you before, this cold air is not going to last that long. This cold air may last a day. This cooler air is probably going to last a day, maybe two, if that, because you're going to notice as this model keeps on going through, you're going to notice 65 degrees in the afternoon for Tallahassee on Monday, 68 in the afternoon on Monday in Orlando, and I can't talk. And so far beyond. Okay. So as we step it through time here, you're going to notice that overnight Tuesday morning, still in the 50s and 40s across the state of Florida, the cold air hangs on for another day. The cooler, drier air hangs on for another day. But then notice at 10 o'clock in the morning here, especially here in South Florida, Miami's already 73 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning when it was 58 degrees just 3 hours earlier. This is because there's a warm front that's going to come back. It's going to, I did that again from my last video. There's going to be a warm front here. I'm going to represent it in yellow because there's so many red colors here. But there's going to be a warm front that's going to surge here. And these warm fronts are typically indicated with these little humps, these semicircles here. That's going to start moving up the Florida Peninsula as high pressure will develop over the Gulf of Mexico. So you're going to have high pressure that's going to develop here over the Gulf of Mexico. You can see the warmer, very warm temperatures here. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause the winds to start veering from the south here and pushing this frontal system back over the state of Florida so that later in the week we're going to see some much warmer temperatures here. So what you're going to notice is that this warm air is going to surge up the state here because of high pressure. And as I step this through time here, you're going to notice that much warmer temperatures coming in. That these are the overnight hours on Wednesday, then into Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. You're going to notice these colors right here represent the 80s over much of the western part of Florida here. Some of these temperatures right here inland are going to be 86 degrees just east of Sarasota. So it's going to get much warmer across the Florida Peninsula as the week goes on here, the cool air kind of dies off, and then bada boom, we're back into warmth again. Now taking over all of central and southern Florida here. 84 degrees on Thursday afternoon in Orlando. So this is when we get back into the South Florida stickies and humidity, as we like to call it down here. The humidity will increase, the warm air will increase. It will be quite warm over this area of the state of Florida. Even some closing in on 90 degrees according to this model, just north and west of Lake Okeechobee, where much of the heat will concentrate. So the bottom line is for the upcoming week ahead is that first of all we got to get through. We're going to be getting through all of this rain, these thunderstorms ahead of this cold front over the Florida Panhandle, Tallahassee, northern Florida, and then it starts dying off as it gets further south. And then from there, this storm system will then kick out to the north, kick out of the way. Cold front will come in, a couple of days of much cooler weather, and then we're back into the heat again across much of Florida. Come towards the end of the week, and then possibly again, I warn you that at about 144 hours is when that's 7 days out, and that's when the model's accuracy really declines. But some of the indications are saying maybe another cold front potentially coming through, uh, potentially coming into the picture uh, for next weekend for the state of Florida. But we'll see if that comes to fruition. But this is just some intense heat for later this week across the state of Florida. So that's a wrap up for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. I also take forecast requests. So if you have any forecast requests or whatnot, please put that in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you on that. Or if you have any questions about weather in particular, that's what YouTube is for. It's supposed to be community. This is supposed to be a learning experience as well. So I'm an educator. So please make sure that if you have any questions, comments, concerns, forecast requests, you put them in the comments down below. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Share this with as many friends and family that you have in the state of Florida. And also, please make sure that you hit that like button to get this out to more people. Thank you very much for joining me on this fantastic, wonderful Saturday here. Uh, and I look forward to seeing you again. And as I'm going to close every video out from my former cross country coach, Jim Richardson, his greatest quote that he ever taught me as an inspiring weather enthusiast was, "There will be weather, whether or not. But whatever that weather is going to be, I'll be here, whether or not." Have a fantastic weekend. I will have another video tomorrow to cover exactly the specifics of the cold air that's going to come in. And then throughout the week, I will be giving some updates. More than likely, I'll be giving updates on my Florida Weather Watch page and on Facebook. Subscribe to that as well. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend.